Little Nitro.
Stacked.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Paul Rodriguez Show in effect. How are we all doing this evening? My man is in the building. Producer James working behind the scenes, doing things. Got the memo, repping for the brand. Shout out, McAfee, what's up, man? Y'all doing all right out there? I see y'all doing big things in Indianapolis. Love to have y'all on the show if you ever choose to do so. Y'all can laugh at me. It's okay. I understand. One day, big things will happen. I promise. Before we do that, I just wanted to let everybody know how fantastic last night was. It was good to, see everybody in the chat. We saw everybody sharing the show. I don't know if y'all saw it. I saw it. But before we do and get any further into the show, there is an individual, ladies and gentlemen, who always graces his presence with the show, who always understands when it's time to have fun. He's not quite ready to be on the show quite yet for whatever reason, but I know he is there, ready and waiting behind the scenes to get things going expediently. What is he talking about? Everybody else talking about certain things. I don't want to talk about those things. Shout out to S. Sanchez, birthday boy in effect. Ladies and gentlemen, continuously supporting the Dallas Cowboys, unwavering, never questioning his allegiance to the boys in blue, always representing since the times of Roger Staubach, loving the days of Troy Aikman and the triplets. Always going to be first in line. Always going to be having the pom-poms ready. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Wes Washington, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Woo, look at that blue. Look at all that blue. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
I love to see it. I love the representation.
I had a late workout, so I didn't have time to change.
It's all good. You got a little shower, though, right?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Hey, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's your workout gear?
Hey,
it's my workout gear. What's wrong with my workout gear?
You got to represent when Tony's in the building. I'm just saying, you have to represent when Mr. Dorsett.
Oh, they're being a groupie.
Hey, man, by all means, at least let people know where you stand. I ain't mad at you if you stand alone, but it's fun to have you, Wes. Thanks for joining us. Last night was national championship for the men's basketball final. The final two teams, San Diego State getting mollywops by the UConn Huskies. It went down just as you said, Wes. You were pretty confident in your prognostication there for the UConn Huskies, cutting down the net. They are the champions for the 2022-2023 men's basketball season. They had some dominant big men getting rebounds, putting ball in the net. You really could just see the talent level was just completely one-sided last night. Is UConn going to reprise their notoriety for being a basketball university? Do you see that come in the future, or is this a one-hit wonder for the UConn Huskies?
Man, to tell you the truth, dude, I think it's going to be hard to be that way with the way things are now with the transfer portal and the NIL deals and all that kind of stuff. But, what would you have with UConn? The big men, they dominated. San Diego State really couldn't get anything to go inside. They were, anything that went inside just got blocked or got, redirected. San Diego really shot the ball poorly. UConn didn't really even shoot the ball that well, and especially in the first half. I think Dan Hurley comes out and says we should have been up 20 if we make layups. So, I mean, it was some rough basketball. I know all the critics are they're gonna give a lot of smack to college basketball and say, it's not that great anymore because of the play. But to me, I mean, it's basketball, so it is what it is. I mean, if you look at it, most all the sports have changed. If you look at college baseball, it's changed. They took away the bat, so you don't have the big runs all the time. So the game has changed. Guys aren't, staying at school and practicing with a team a whole bunch, so they're not getting that flow or whatever.
Right.
And it seemed like UConn this year they had a good team and they got that flow and they got it going and they got it going at the right time. Because you got to remember, this team lost. The way they look, you would have thought this was an undefeated team.
Yeah.
They lost 8 games in the regular season. I mean, they were either a 4 or 5 seed. I forgot. But anyway,
They were 4.
They were 4 seed. Okay. So, but they were by far the most dominant team in the tournament. And you could say, oh, well, what if they would have had to play Kansas? What if, you know what? Kansas didn't win, you know? So, you know, you got to play who comes out there. And that's what they did, man. And they put it on everybody. They just, they stepped on everybody's throat, man. And, hey, congratulations to UConn.
It was it was kind of a rough go for me. I'm not anywhere close to the level of expertise that Wes is for the game of basketball, but even I could see that it was kind of, you know, troublesome to see layups not being put in, for shots not going in, and then of course just one-sided for the rebounds. I was just like, well, it's pretty evident early on how UConn was going to be able to kind of win this game easily and handedly from the San Diego State Aztecs. Wes, what's going to be the future for men's basketball? Are we going to see more players go into what we now call the G League? Previously was the D League. I know we got big names coming up. You know, there's going to be Bronny Jr. who's coming up. There's going to be his brother coming up after that. There's going to be a lot of players getting NIL deals who are coming up through high schools. Do we see players who are going to go and take the Ball family approach who may go overseas, or do you think that there's going to be more individuals who are going to go to a big prominent school? Like right now, you know, Bronny Jr. is getting, you know, a lot of looks because he's talking about Texas, because him and Archie Manning are big buddies. And so is the allure of new cities like Austin, Texas being a prominent one, alluring a lot of tech, alluring a lot of young athletes to the 40 acres? Is that going to be a big selling point now that we have these NIL deals in order, where the top athletes are just going to follow each other to a certain university? And could that potentially be detrimental to, I don't know, other sports that may not get the same kind of attention? Because right now, Bronny Jr. is going to have the highest NIL deal, and the guy behind him is going to be the quarterback of the future for the Longhorns. So how do you see basketball being impacted by these NIL deals? Would it be benefiting or hurting in your opinion?
I think that it might benefit just because you might have guys that stay around longer, just because if you're talking about guys that their family needs the money, they might stay longer in college and not go to the pros so quick trying to get that money. If they got enough money to their family can survive for a couple of years on that, you know, and from what I'm understanding, these deals are pretty good. So the family should be able to survive. And then, but also, is that how they're going to pick schools now? Are guys going to get mad and leave school? Will these NIL deals, will they start, you know, getting mad because, hey, now you're leaving after you promised me you're coming here and that kind of thing? I mean, hopefully it doesn't get ugly to the point where now you're going to have an agreement, or you're going to have a CBA for college players. You know?
And that's actually there were actually hearings right now in Congress about NIL deals and what kind of restraints and parameters can be applied to them, because right now, it's literally all for one and one for all. There's no oversight. The leagues are not putting any oversight. The NCAA is not putting any oversight, and I don't think they want to be the bad guy. They don't want to be the authoritative individual who's going to put limitations on the athletes, and I think they're going to try to leave that up to Congress to do that. But with that being said, for me, if I was looking at this from the outside in, which I have a pretty good scope of doing, in my opinion, you're going to have different parameters for different sports and for different divisions. So, like, you can't treat a school and an athlete who is at the Power 5 level the same way as you do Division I AA. And then as we trickle down Division II and then Division III, each one is going to have its same rules, because different athletes and different schools are going to have different resources, and you're going to have to accommodate to that skill level. And then you get into sports specific. You can't treat an NIL athlete in football the same way you do for basketball, because basketball, they can advance a lot more. And I shouldn't say advance, but I should say they can mature in that sport a lot more quickly than a football player. A football player is going to take more time to develop the body. Basketball is a little bit easier to transition into the pros coming out of high school. With that being said, I think you need to look at the contracts or the deals, these NIL deals. For basketball, I think maybe it's going to be year to year. And for football, it could be a little bit different. Depending on your position, it could be multiple years. And so you may want to just kind of take that into consideration and see how that could be structured. But I see nothing but good things. We did see a little bit of a hiccup when Quinn Ewers went to Ohio State to forego his senior season in 2021, and then things didn't work out so well. Had to kind of give the money back, came to Texas, got a $4 million deal from, the not the university, but the boosters, if you will say, for the university. And now we're having Archie getting a big deal. Now other players, sons who are coming up, they're going to get even bigger deals because of the exposure from their fathers who were, super athletes. And I think for me, as long as the politicians are going to think clearly, which I'm not going to bank on that, but if the leagues can go ahead and collectively get an agreement together that treats everybody at a certain level of, Power 5 one way, mid-majors another, Division II, Division III, as long as they're equitably treated at each level the same way, I think it'll be fair. Now, the resources are going to be a different story because each university is going to have a different amount of money that they can play with. That treasure chest will definitely get bigger. It'll get bigger depending on what university they go to. That's kind of not the direction I was going to go to, but I'll let you have the last word, Wes.
Well, I was just thinking, and also these players that they have to have with this money or whatever, they got to have some kind of insurance. They got to have somebody that's looking out for their money. You can't just be giving these young men a bunch of money and then,
hope.
And just, So I think they got to have some good people in their ear. They got to train these kids how to use their money. I mean, somebody needs to train me how to use my money. I spend much money. But, how to use the money, who to look out for, who to stay away from. Yeah. And, you gotta kind of keep a tight camp. I'm not saying you can't be friends with a lot of people, but you got to watch out who you're letting around.
Absolutely.
To around your stuff, around anywhere where they can get access to your money, especially with hackers and things like this. So you just kind of got to watch yourself, and you got to train these kids at the college level before they get to the NBA and start making that serious money. You know what I'm saying?
Would you think, and we've kind of talked about this on Recon Athlete a couple of years ago when the NIL was coming out, who has the ownership to do that for the athlete? Is it the athlete? It's the athlete's guardians? Is it the university? Is it a collaboration with all the individuals involved? For me, I would hope it would be all the individuals involved. I hope it would be the athletic program that the student athlete is a part of. I hope it's on the university because, I mean, I can't make a legal case for this, but they would essentially be culpable because they're the ones who are alluring this athlete to that university to represent them on whatever court, field, or playing surface they're going to participate in. That university is involved some way, shape, or form in recruiting that athlete to get there so that an NIL deal could follow. So I hope it's a whole collaboration with folks. Go ahead.
Yeah. If I'm a coach, I'm coming into your house and I'm telling you I'm taking care of your young son, young daughter, and saying that I'm going to take care of them. So then this is something I think is kind of has to be with the coach and be part of maybe the coaching staff.
Right.
You have your strength and trainer or whatever, speed and whatever, those trainers. Mm-hmm. So now you got to have a guy that's part of the team that that he has to work with these kids on their money. If they're getting NIL deals. I mean, if it's got to be a course they go to once a week or something like that, and 30 minutes or just whatever, put that on the staff. I don't see why that's a problem, because also you got to teach these kids about agents,
Right.
because not all agents are the same. So I mean, most of them are snakes or whatever, but that's part of the job, I think.
You said something before about keeping a tight camp, right? And I think that goes beyond just your friends. I think that goes beyond your circle. That goes into your financial advisor. That goes into your agent. That goes into your lawyers. That goes into your CPAs. I think that goes into multiple individuals who are going to be a part of your team. Is going to be a part of, I don't want to say is going to be a part of your entourage, but these are the individuals who are going to have an impact on how you can protect and save your money and, take care of and protect the money for the long haul, not just for the short term. So
Because a lot of these people are going to have access to and be around your say house, money, cars, or whatever. So you definitely have to watch out for that. I mean, I would definitely, with some of the older guys, you've got to maybe they should have them. I don't know if schools do this, but maybe they have a mentorship, especially like in football. You give a senior a freshman, say, hey, I'm your, the first day or whatever, I'm your senior mentor, and I'm gonna teach you a couple of things, and just hopefully you're gonna have the type of players and stuff like that are gonna be good with that. Yeah. If the guy's not good with that and he's just gonna try to act like he's bigger than that, then maybe that's just that's not the guy you want around.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and maybe so the university can use some of the alumni who went on to play professionally in that sport that student athlete's in, whatever the student athlete is, no matter what position, what sport, what game, maybe try to build a relationship with, a prominent athlete from that university so they can kind of show you the ropes and show you the pitfalls and how to avoid them. So it's a good idea. 7:57. Let's get into a quick break. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a little serious. We do that sometimes on this show. We'll switch it up and get a little bit more loose conversation. Not loose as in, I don't know where I was going with that. I just meant more fun conversation. That's kind of what I was saying. I love how Wes is talking with his face without saying any words. I love that. Makes me feel so good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Papa Romeo. Wes, how do you chat and you're on the show? How does that happen?
Oh, I got a couple of devices in front of me. Hopefully I'm gonna add some more devices. Give me some more TVs on the side here. I got my laptop out. I got my little my old phone, which I use as like a mini iPad. Just gotta have some stuff. I got my cue cards going on.
I thought this guy was working. I thought this guy was working with a phone and a camera and a little bit of ear set. This dude's got a whole tech setup. He's got
I'm working on it. I'm hoping to get better, man. I mean, Frankzilla has inspired me, man. Gosh. I got to get a Frankzilla set up.
Yeah, he's got a nice one. I'll say that.
I need for him to come set me up.
Yeah, me too. 7:59. Wes, you got any trivia for tonight? Tonight we are going to be launching our top 5 guards of all times. Let's go ahead and when Wes is ready, I'll know by the way he looks at the camera. We'll go ahead and get into some trivia for tonight. I'm kind of curious if this trivia is going to be basketball trivia or maybe football trivia or maybe just overall sports in general.
All right. Well, I was gonna go just football.
Okay.
Even though I was gonna mention some women's college basketball, but we'll talk about that later. First trivia question for tonight. In 2019, Lamar Jackson became the second player in history to be named as the unanimous MVP of the regular season. Who was the first one to be named unanimous MVP? All right, we'll have the answer for you right after this break.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time to get the question for the answers for tonight with Trivia with Wes. Wes Washington back in the mix. Lamar Jackson, huh? Who was the other individual, Wes? Take it away.
All right. So the question once again is in 2019, Lamar Jackson became the second player in history to become named as the unanimous MVP of the regular season. Who was the first? And the first was Mr. Tom Brady in 2010.
The GOAT.
I mean, if that'll tell you the man is the GOAT, I don't know what else tells you.
And Lamar still can't get his money. Still can't get a long-term deal.
I guess Baltimore, there's something else going on.
Baltimore.
Like I told you, that they said there was a bunch of problems with dealing with his mom as the agent. I know you laugh at me, like, oh, anybody can be an agent. I'm telling you, there was some things that it was difficult. They said the contract, whatever was coming back, they didn't understand the language.
So why is it difficult for the mom? What's wrong with the mom?
Is she a sports agent?
Did you hear over the weekend Lamar tried to hire a sports agent, and then the guy turned out to be not certified to be a sports agent?
Why can't he just
Dude,
go?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's getting to the point where he keeps losing leverage day by day, and it's like, dude, you're losing your leverage for being a great athlete and a great quarterback because you're making these amateur moves for representation.
Is he that cheap that he doesn't want to spend that much money?
Maybe it's either that or he doesn't think it's that complicated. It's one or the other, and maybe he's just so. I don't want to say he's arrogant, but maybe he's just so confident that he's like, look, I'm better than Deshaun. I've been a unanimous MVP. The only other guy to do that is the GOAT. He goes, I've been in playoff games. I've won. I think he's won a division championship. And he's basically saying, look, I'm only 25 years old. I've been playing for 5 years. I have a huge upside. You gave Pat all that money. I should put some respect. Patrick all that money. You gave Deshaun all that guaranteed contract. You broke off 5'10" Kyler Murray for $17 million, fully guaranteed. He's like, I need my money. And I think the problem is the long-term deal. Lamar wants a 6-year deal, 5 or 6 year. And I think right now, Steve Biscotti is like, I'm only willing to give you 3 years, 47 or probably 45 per year. And I'm trying to tell them, is like, look, man, why don't y'all just break them off? 4-year deal, $180 million, fully guaranteed, and call it done.
Yeah, I can understand that. Not want to give him a 6-year deal, but you can't bring up Patrick Mahomes when you negotiate.
Yeah, but you can definitely bring up Deshaun.
All you got to say 2 rings. Now, Deshaun Watson, I get, but also when you're bringing up Deshaun Watson, you're talking about the Cleveland Browns.
Doesn't matter. It's the market, bro.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
The Cleveland Browns ruined the market.
It is what it is. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at the owner of the Cleveland Browns.
I am. That's what I'm saying. That was a dumb move.
Okay.
The move made no sense. You give us nothing.
They wanted to steal him. They wanted to steal Deshaun away from Carolina and Atlanta. He was on his way to Atlanta, and they were like, nope. We'll give you fully guaranteed 200 and whatever million, 30 million.
And how'd that work out? I just don't understand how that organization thought that was the best deal.
He served a 12-game suspension and looked rusty as hell the last 6 games of the year. That's what happened.
And that's what I'm saying. How did they not see that coming? How did you not see that he was going to get suspended? How did you not see that he was going to be rusty?
They didn't care, Wes. They're talking about, we're going to worry about 2023 and 2024. We got him for 6 years. We're gonna wipe away We're gonna wipe away the first year. We're gonna have Nick Chubb for 2 more years, and we're gonna make a run at this with our defense. They got a young defense on the back end, and they're gonna try to exploit a weak NFC North right now. There's no quarterback in Baltimore. There's no quarterback. You tell me Pickett is the dude in Pittsburgh, and you're crazy. Outside of Najee Harris, there's nobody in Pittsburgh, Steel City. And then you got Joe Burrow. Okay, you got Joe Burrow in Cincinnati.
I get that you're saying that you're looking at it that way, but I think the defenses in that division are pretty tough.
Yeah,
and
that's
they just need those teams need a guy to come in and not give the game away.
Yes.
Steelers, they need a guy to come in and not give the game away.
They don't
Same
have
with
it.
Baltimore.
They don't have it right now.
And but the Bengals have a guy that can go out and win games.
Yes, sir.
Browns, do they have a guy that can go out and win games?
It didn't look like that last year, but if you
Maybe
go back
5
2
years
years ago, what Deshaun did in the playoffs against the Titans, he almost beat Kansas City. I'm just saying that's the year. What did Kansas City do that year?
Well, I guess the Cleveland needs to set up.
Here you go. Here you go.
Deshaun with some better rubbing tugs.
Here you go. I don't know about all that nonsense, but what I do know is that foolishness has nothing to do with his performance. He was rusty after 12 games, and he wasn't prepared because he didn't play football the year before. That's the truth about it.
But obviously, that's what he liked. That's how he got loose.
Bro, come on, man. You cannot be serious. You're being funny.
Right.
You're being funny.
He was the one being funny.
True, but you're being funny right now. But that's just absolutely foolish to think that.
God, you were insane.
I'm insane to think that.
The problem.
So you're telling me the man didn't get rubbed down with the massages to work out whatever kind of lactic acid is in his muscles the entire time he was working out with Houston and with Cleveland for last year in 2022? That's what you're telling me?
He wasn't getting the same massages.
Bro, come on.
Dude, and when you take away some of these athletes, what they got, man, off the field, they don't, they start to lose their edge.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. You're losing your edge right now. What are you doing different?
I got my edge.
No, you
I ain't
don't.
doing nothing different. And because I'm right.
Wes, I wish you were right. I wish you were
right.
No, you're not.
Find somebody that tells me I'm wrong.
I did. You're wrong.
Well, you don't count.
Why?
Because you always say I'm wrong, even though I'm right. You say I'm wrong. You just want to argue.
I love how you come on this show and you tell me that it is fact because you said so. And find somebody who tells you you're wrong, and I tell you you're wrong, and you say I can't be the guy who tells you you're wrong.
I'm not saying it's fact because I said so. I'm saying it's fact because you can see it. The proof is in the pudding.
Okay, listen, I'll walk down this road with you for a little bit, and I'll walk down this road for the first 3 games of the year, 2023, for the Cleveland Browns. If the dude absolutely balls out, we're going to ask some questions around here and said, what's Deshaun doing differently? But let me ask you this question. If he goes out and plays rusty as hell for the first 3 games, don't give me any kind of foolishness that, he ain't getting his massages. He ain't getting them the way they was doing in 2021 and 2020. Don't give me that foolishness. Because you know dang well, the dude can get, it ain't like he has a problem getting ladies' attention. That's evident. If you don't believe me, look at the stories on his past stories from social media.
I'm not saying that.
Oh.
It takes a different lady to do different things.
You are absolutely insane. I love it that I love the content for the show, but you are on another level right now. You know what it is? You ain't showered after your workout. That's what it is.
You know what? You know what, dude? It's just you know I'm right, and you see it. You just don't want to admit it.
I would love for you to be right, but you're not. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense, and you know it.
No. An argument that would make more sense would be that if you made the statement that he has $230 million locked up and he can play like absolute garbage, then you can make that statement. I'd be like, yeah, Wes, you got a point. He's got $230 million locked up. He can actually play like booty, and it wouldn't be a problem. But if you hear you're using the excuses, he ain't getting his right kind of release, and now it's like, it's a problem because he ain't getting taken care of the same way as he was before. Maybe before he was trying to earn a guaranteed contract. Well, he accomplished his goal.
Okay.
With the
James,
massages,
right,
with the massages withstanding.
James, you know I'm right though, right?
I ain't in this, man.
Man, don't get him giggling like a 15-year-old. Come on now.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going.
This guy right here, absolute fool. You know what? I'm gonna start calling you Shannon. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start calling you Shannon Sharp. That's what I'm gonna do.
He's gonna pull up with a cigar in his mouth.
You gonna
next
come
show.
out with a shirt with your hamburger meat hanging out?
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Sometimes you attack things different when you get things differently.
You know we're gonna call Wes
You're in different modes. You're more relaxed if you get what you want.
Uncle JJ. Uncle JJ. Like they call Shannon Sharp Uncle Shay Shay. We're gonna call you Uncle JJ. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
You've been running around too much with Michael Irvin's cousin. You and Damon been running around too much now. You've been hanging around Jerry too much. What is it?
Dude, like I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna do research. I'm gonna show you other players in the past.
You bring me a pie chart.
When they took away what they needed, they didn't play the same. Oh, well, you're your boy. To go back to the Browns. When's the last time Josh Gordon looked good?
When he was using. When he was partaking.
I mean, you can look in the rap world.
Bro, we're not talking. We're talking about. You're telling me that a masseuse is given the stimulation similarly to a drug? Is that what you're telling me?
For some people, that's what they need. That's the release.
Oh,
Things get different, man. Have you never watched one of these rock movie documentaries or whatever?
The what?
Some people need what they need. It's kind of a weird thing, but once you take it away from them, they lose their edge.
Hey, what happened to you telling me no intoxicants last week? You over here telling me no intoxicants, and now you over here going back on your word. Why are you a Welchman? You're going back on your word, sir.
No.
Last week you were talking about Papa Rome, you talking about no intoxicants, and you over here being all high and mighty, waving your finger, and now you want to go back. Well, Deshaun needs his stimulants. Deshaun needs his release.
What are you talking about?
Now we're gonna forget. You got amnesia now? That ginkgo biloba? You need that supplement? Which one is it?
What I said was with that situation, I wouldn't want any. That's what I said. I didn't say no, none. If you want to do that, if that's what you need to do, then you do that. I sweat out my toxins almost every day.
I know I can see it on your shirt collar there.
I ain't sweating.
All right now.
But anyway, come on, bro. Anyway, we're doing a show here, and you done went way off topic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into our top 5 all time for offensive guards. 8:20, 10 minutes before we're up against the break. Wes Washington, go ahead and kick it off, sir.
All right, so I'm going to have to go ahead and ask. James, have you done your homework?
So I did my homework, but man, I'll be honest, I don't know none of these dudes on here.
Really?
Yeah, like I was looking up, I'm not too familiar with guards. I mean, I know some guards, but I don't think, in my opinion, they wouldn't be considered up there.
I believe one of the guys should have played for your franchise.
Yeah.
Won 5 titles.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, James. Lead us off, buddy. 5-1.
Man, all right. Well, I guess I'll. I don't know none of these dudes. Honestly, I'm just gonna read off this list right here.
Right.
We'll leave that guy off. Number 5, Mike Munchak for the Houston Oilers.
Okay.
Nice.
Number 4, Randall McDaniel.
Yes.
You're going to number 1. Number 3, Gene Upshaw.
Nice. Raiders.
Number 2, John Hanna. And number 1, Jerry Kramer.
You left off one major one, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I did on
purpose.
He
left it.
I did it on purpose.
We know why he left it off. We know why he left it off, right?
Okay. All right.
He obviously he left it off for one reason or whatever.
It's my list.
You know what? I
It's
see
my
how
list.
you want to do it.
It's my list.
I like you.
All right.
I'm not like you.
All right, cool.
All right, so pretty good list.
Pretty good list.
Pretty good list. I'll go ahead and go because we'll leave Paul last because Paul's gonna be like, oh well, my list is the list. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start with number 5, Nate Newton.
Good pick. Overrated, but a good pick.
Yeah, a little bit overrated, but I like Nate Newton.
Okay.
We're gonna go at number 4. We're gonna go with Gene Upshaw.
Good pick.
So he's gonna be probably higher on other people's list, but that's why I got him at number 4, Gene
Okay.
Upshaw.
All right, no problem.
Number 3, because I'm not James, I'm gonna go with Jerry Kramer.
Okay.
You know, see that, James? It's called respect. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Randall McDaniel. Randall McDaniel. And number 1, if you know who I am, you know who I picked. Larry Allen.
Number 1,
Now,
right? That's number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people had probably sometimes looked at Nate Newton better. He got more, I think, looks or whatever. But Larry Allen was just a beast. You didn't want this dude getting your hands on you. He probably was the strongest dude that the NFL's seen.
Yep.
Bench wise.
It's a good
There
list.
you go.
You left off a couple of like notable people, but that's okay. That's all right.
Of course you'll leave somebody off, man. You got 5 spots to fill.
But these are like the top. These are guys you can't argue with. These are Hall of Famers.
Oh, we know. We know, Paul. We can't argue with your list. We know that, whatever your list is, we gotta have the same people.
He's like, those were nice, but here's the list.
Coming in at number 5, represented the Los Angeles Rams from 1966 until 1978. Voted to 11 Pro Bowls. Got first team All-Pro in 1969. Mr. Tom Mack. When men played the game. Coming in at number 4, Mr. John Hanna. People would think that John may be number 1. Represented the New England Patriots from 73 to 85. Run-heavy team. Voted to 9 Pro Bowls. 7-time first team All-Pro. Hall of Famer. Coming in at number 3. Representing the Houston Oilers and the Tennessee Titans from 1983 until 2001. Played in 2 different eras. Really 3 almost. Voted to 14 Pro Bowls. 7-time first team All-Pro. Started 293 games out of 296. Bruce Matthews. Coming in at number 2, representing the Oakland Raiders, 7-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first team All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, Gene Upshaw. And coming in at number 1, out of Sonoma State, number 73, 3-time Super Bowl champion, the man who ran down flat-footed a linebacker, largest bench press in the NFL, 11-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first-team All-Pro, started 197 games out of 203, representing the Dallas Cowboys franchise as well as the 49er franchise, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, Larry Allen, number 1 overall. And that's the list. And that's the list.
What did you miss? Like 2 people?
Tom Mack, John Hanna, Bruce Matthews, Gene Upshaw, and Larry Allen. Argue with
Bruce
that list.
Matthews. I think you're reaching with Bruce Matthews.
14-time Pro Bowler. Started 293 games out of 296. Was in the NFL for 19 years, from 83 to 2001. No, not 19. That was 17. Sorry.
Sorry, Papa. I don't know about when they played with the leather helmets.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know anybody that played with leather helmets. Sorry.
Conrad Dolber. Stand by. Conrad Dolber.
But man, come on. Taking who did you take? You took Bruce Matthew over. Did you have Randall McDaniel?
Randall McDaniel's honorable mention.
You taking Bruce Matthew over him? Nah.
Bro, yes. Bruce Matthews could play center, guard, tackle. It didn't matter. Honorable mention: Russ Grimm, Gene Hickerson, Alan Faneca. Alan Faneca was a dominant player.
Oh man, are we done now with the offensive lineman?
Have we done the center?
We did center. I thought we did center. That was like the first one we did.
Yeah, then we were pretty much done. You putting Zach Martin on this list? Where's Zach Martin? When he's done, where is he at?
When he's said and done, I think he'll be on this list, but I don't know if he's on there now.
Yeah. When he's done, he'll be on it. He's got to win a ring, though.
He's definitely on the Cowboys list. He's the ring of honor.
You're talking all that nonsense. You started with Nate Newton. Are you serious? Was Gene Upshaw even on your list? Gene
Upshaw was number 4.
Okay, and who was number? And you didn't. Where was Randall McDaniel?
Number 2.
Man, okay. How do you have Gene Upshaw 4?
How do you have Bruce Matthews?
Bruce Matthews was 3. How many? Okay, Randall McDaniel had 12 Pro Bowls, 7-time All-Pro, 220 out of 220. Yeah, he should be on the list. He just wasn't. He didn't make the cut. He's up there though.
You saying Nate Newton didn't have anything?
Nate Newton ain't even on my top 20.
You didn't read off Nate Newton's stats.
What did Nate Newton have?
I'm sure his stats were probably pretty close to all the other guys. Saying Nate Newton didn't go to a Pro Bowl? You saying Nate Newton doesn't have a ring?
No, he got 3 rings, but he also has has some other things in his jacket.
He helped somebody become the greatest. I mean, not the greatest. He helped somebody become the all-time leading rusher.
Daryl Johnson, thank you very much.
I'm just saying, yeah. I think you're kind of hating on Nate Newton because Nate
Newton, 6-time
great line.
Nate Newton, 6-time Pro Bowler. Nate Newton, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Nate Newton was a USFL all-time team member. USFL. That takes him off my list. USFL, great football.
That tells me he's on my list because look what he went through to get there.
Great football. Larry Allen went to Sonoma State, my guy. Do you even know where Sonoma State is?
What do I have Larry Allen?
You said he was 5.
I had Larry Allen number 1. I had Nate Newton number 5.
I'm sorry. Where did Nate Newton go to college?
Where did he go to college? I don't know.
Florida A&M, HBCU.
That's who they got Nate Newton and Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice went to Florida A&M?
No, he went to Mississippi Valley stuff.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I just knew they had terrible uniforms. That's all I know.
Yeah, they did. They were like not well kept. There wasn't a lot of money back then in the football programs.
It doesn't matter. You can still match up colors and do a little.
It's not like what they do at Oregon. 8:32. Let's get into a quick break. Wes, you got any trivia to take us out of the break or out for a break?
Oh yeah, sure. I always, got some questions. I don't know a lot of things, so I'll make up questions.
That's true.
See.
You don't have. I appreciate your honesty.
All right. So maybe of course when I ask this question, we all know Paul knows the answer, right? Question is, who finished their career with more rushing yards, Eric Dickerson or Marshall Faulk? Once again, who finished their career with more rushing yards, Eric Dickerson or Marshall Faulk? We'll give you the answer when we come back from the break.
Oops. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was me. I missed my cue. Sorry. It's all right. Moving on. Time to get into the answer with Wes. Shout out to Papa Romeo putting an answer in there after played with Dan Dierdorf. Okay. Not Eric Dickerson, but that's the answer that they gave. Wes, throwing it back over to you. Let's go ahead and get some insight into the answer.
Nice guess there, Papa Romeo. You are correct. The answer is Eric Dickerson. He finished his career with about 13,259 yards rushing. And let's see, Marshall Faulk finished with 12,279 yards. But we both know they've finished behind Emmitt Smith.
That is very true.
Yeah. Mr. Old Pony Express.
Who's the Pony Express?
Was Eric Dickerson not part of the Pony Express?
And who else?
Oh, Craig James. He's got another great stat. He's the only guy to ruin two different football preps.
Two different college football programs? Is that what you said? Dang, you putting that much hate on Texas Tech? Come on, man. Come on. Don't be a hater. They didn't. They produced Patrick Mahomes afterwards. They produced Patrick Mahomes afterwards.
If you talk to Texas Tech people, that they're still so hurt because, may rest in peace. Mike Leach was the greatest. If you go by them, and isn't that why Mike Leach had to leave?
That's exactly right. That's exactly why Leach had to go. And I was hoping, praying, and wishing that after he left Tech, he was going to come down to old San Marcos, Texas, and do a little something for the Bobcats, but that didn't work out. He had to go off to Washington State. We thought we were going to get the Pirate. I'm just saying, we thought we were going to get him. It didn't work out. Yeah, we really did. We thought wrong.
That's too. I mean, no, man. I don't think. Hey, y'all might be able to get old boy that what's his name? Charlie Strong.
What do we need Strong for? We got C.J. Keene. We got C.J. Keene, who had the highest yards per game, total yards per game of offense in the NCAA. What do we need? What do we need Strong for? Came over from Incarnate Word. I'm not worried about him. Not worried about Coach Keene. Got it under control. Man, you talking all that ish. Remember, who's the new quarterback at Texas State? What school did he leave? What school did he leave, Wes?
I don't know who the quarterback is.
What school did he leave?
Who's the quarterback?
You remember? Come on, Wes. You don't remember?
Eric Dickerson had to return his Trans Am. The Trans Am was nice, though.
Oh, man,
I'm sure he bought him another one. Who's the quarterback? Bless you.
Thank you. I didn't want to sneeze on air, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you need a hanky?
I do, man. I do. Where is that player at? Does Hornsby ring a message to you? Ring a bell? Malik Hornsby?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. What school did he leave, Wes?
He left Arkansas, man. Are y'all going to play him at quarterback?
Absolutely.
Nah. Put him at running back, put him at receiver.
No. 6'2", 180. We'll let him flick it. Plus that track speed. Plus the track speed. Yeah.
No, dude, he's a weapon. I'm telling you, put him at receiver, put him at tailback.
Maybe we'll see what happens. I think he's gonna play quarterback though.
He can't, as Jerry would say, he can't spin it.
He don't need to. He just needs to put it in the end zone. I don't care how he gets it there.
He's got to be. Dude, I mean, do you think that the defense is that terrible in your league that they don't know how to defend?
It's all about who can score the last, who can score the most. That's all it is at Sunbelt.
What kind of weapons do they have around it?
They don't have any. They don't have anything.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to have something around him if he can't pass it.
No. we'll see what happens. We'll see how things develop. But they got a strong running game. I'll say that. But that's about it. The receiving game is not where it needs to be.
He's probably in 99% of the games they play. He'll probably be the fastest guy on the field.
Yeah, probably. And that was in the SEC.
Yeah, but you still gotta have something else. I don't think defense is gonna be that terrible where they can't do anything.
Man, you'd be surprised.
I don't think he can play quarterback.
We'll see what happens this year. I would like to see him play quarterback. I think he will, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if he ends up on the worldwide leader. I love the just flat out just no confidence. He's lacking confidence. That's what happens when players leave Arkansas. They just lose all total faith in Wes. He ain't working.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you said.
Stop.
That's what your facial expression said.
Be real, bro.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to help this young man out. I'm telling you, you have to be real at one point. Somebody's got to be real to him and say, hey, man, you know what? You're a phenomenal athlete. You belong on the football field, but maybe quarterback ain't where it needs to be. We can win with you if we put you somewhere else.
And Wes, that's great.
Conversation you have to have with that young man.
And that's great if there was someone to get him the ball on the perimeter. If there's no one to get him the ball on the perimeter, what do you have to do? You got to put the ball in his hands every play.
So that they don't have another.
They don't have. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, there's no one else. Not yet. Not this year. It may change in the future, but right now, no.
You gotta have somebody that's got to be a decent passer.
It's him. That's who they recruited to bring in. They brought him in to do that.
You telling me that's the best passer on?
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
Then you need a coaching change.
We already had the coaching change. We already had that. We already took care of that part. That coach that came in brought his entire offensive line from the previous school, so he's going to have plenty of blocking.
Well, then I'm saying my quarterback coach, whatever. You got to learn. You got to teach somebody how to throw.
So with that being said,
they're going to teach him how to throw.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to get towards. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is all I have to say. Lamar Jackson.
Oh, no. Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Lamar Jackson.
Stop.
Lamar Jackson.
Stop.
Lamar Jackson.
Stop.
Lamar Jackson.
Man, you sound worse than these people talking about the kid from Florida comparing him to Cam Newton.
No, he's not even close. He's not even close in weight. He's barely 6'4". This is what happens, Wes. The NFL is selling it. They're selling this foolishness. And the people who understand they know it's nonsense. They know it's foolishness.
But you're selling us foolishness.
I'm selling my school. That's what I'm trying to sell right now. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm just saying you can't bring up Lamar Jackson.
That's the closest comparison for that kid from Malik Hornsby. You just said he was the fastest guy on the field when he was at Arkansas. Did you not say that?
I don't make him Lamar Jackson.
Right, but he is going to play the quarterback. He's going to play the quarterback position, and he's going to be a run-heavy quarterback. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, dude.
He's so literal, right? I can't believe how literal you are.
You.
That's like saying Jefferson is Dak Prescott. That's what I'm talking about.
Who?
Jefferson last year, the quarterback for Arkansas.
I mean, I don't think Jefferson wants to KJ. You don't want to hear that he's Dak Prescott. You want to hear that noise.
But that's what he is.
He would rather hear that he was Cam Newton.
Oh God, he is that. He is as big as Cam. I will say that.
Oh, dude, he's a hoss.
But he throws too many picks.
He is definitely more Cam Newton than I would say the Richardson kid.
Yeah, probably.
He can take over.
See how he starts talking up about the Arkansas players?
Huh?
You heard me.
What?
Water.
I didn't hear you. I said what?
Water.
Water?
There you go.
I need some water. All right.
That's not water, folks.
It is water.
Is it? It's water. Is there anything else in there?
That ain't water.
That's not water. Okay. All right. We're pretty much off the rails already.
We were still talking football until you started talking about water.
Yeah, I just wanted to break your concentration from talking about Arkansas quarterbacks who aren't going to be there next year.
KJ Jefferson's coming back to Arkansas.
Is he? Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
All right. I hope so, for your sake.
Yeah, obviously.
For the team's sake.
Yeah. I think that's why you got Hornsby.
Okay.
I could be mistaken. Do you want me to look it up?
No, I believe you. I'll take your word for it.
I don't have a.
You would know. You're the Arkansas insider. You would know.
I don't. Can y'all look that up for me?
Oh, you got in studio guests? You got an in studio associate producer?
Oh. Yeah. No, my in studio guests, they don't even say anything.
Not anymore.
What am I
this guy, he's been asleep for a while.
This guy, he's been asleep. QB1 in Arkansas Razorbacks. Yeah. Wes, let's get off the rails a little bit more. Anything wild this weekend? When are you going to get ready for the Masters? Are you going to watch the 3-hole championship or 3-hole tournament tomorrow?
Oh, wait. Are we not going to talk about?
No, because
what happened.
You talking about Jill? Are you talking about Jill? Is that what you're talking about?
Sunday night.
For what?
Yeah.
What about Jill? She's making stupid ass mistakes. What do we want to talk about?
Jill who?
I mean, what do you think about that?
Jill. What?
What I mean, is she serious with that?
You know damn well she's serious. You know she is. You get me fired up is what you're about to do.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, how disrespectful is that to LSU? To say, we should invite them. It's just disrespectful.
Flat out disrespectful. No, it shouldn't be part of. It shouldn't have been a part of the decision making process. But that's what it is.
I mean, that's worse than LeBron tweeting to the Rams, "Let's do a parade together."
I don't know I don't understand that connection, but all right, yeah, sure it is.
I'm just saying that was pretty bad when LeBron came out and said, "Hey, we should do a championship parade together."
Oh, because they both won championships.
They both won championships, but they were apart. And I think, what it was is he won the one in the bubble, so I don't think they could really do a parade because of COVID.
Okay.
And so once everything kind of opened up again or whatever, the Rams won it, and then it was like, "Oh, hey, let's do a joint parade." It's like, no, dude.
Why didn't they do a virtual parade? They had a virtual tournament. You could do a virtual parade.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, don't.
That's how smart it sounds.
Don't take away from the Rams moment by saying, "Oh, let's do a parade together." Yeah. And that's what I feel like she's taking away from LSU's moment, talking about, "Hey, let's bring in Iowa too." Come on. Hey, man, Caitlin Clark, she was amazing. She did great, but you got to give it up to LSU, man. They played they were a better team. Caitlin Clark she was the best player in the tournament, the best female player in college basketball. I'm sure she's probably the number one pick. But if you look at LSU, they played a better team game. They had everybody, putting in.
I hate to break it to you, man, but I don't think anybody cares. I'm just be honest with you. Like that decision, the only reason we're talking about that stupid decision is because it was made. Otherwise, like the fans, the family, yeah, they care, but it's the only reason we're talking about it because Jill made a stupid ass decision. That's the only reason.
Are you saying the LSU players don't care?
No. I said the fans and the families, they care. But outside of that, not a lot of people care.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of people because they're not looking at it just as women's college basketball. They're looking at it.
No. You're right. You're right about that. Yeah.
Is this something that's going to happen?
But people are more concerned about the decision that was made rather than the team was actually going to go. Now people care. Now people care that LSU should boycott going because of the decision that was made. Like, if you were a player on that team, would you want to go?
Well, I don't think that. I think Iowa declined it. I think if I would have accepted it, I think LSU would have declined, and I think it definitely would have became bigger.
So don't you think that was a class move, like a classy move for Iowa to decline it? Because they know it was a stupid decision to make.
Yeah.
And that's just like, why put yourself in that, why expose yourself to the criticism that, you're the team that lost and somebody felt sorry for you?
You think maybe she was trying to make it, maybe have some controversy? Maybe she thought that Angel Reese was gonna.
No. I think it was just creating a polarizing situation. That's all. To make it polarizing. That's to simply make it that fact. That's it.
You never know. She might be trying to create some drama. She wants some drama at the White House.
No. Nope. That's all it is. Jill just made a stupid decision.
All right.
And if you don't know what Jill I'm talking about, you better open up Google. That's all I got to say. But yeah, let's put it this way. When one player does it to another player, some people feel sorry for the player who was on the receiving end. But the game before, nobody felt sorry for the person who received that same gesture. Now you got to ask yourself why.
Yeah. I mean, and I think they said some points. It's like it happens. It happens all the time. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. They do it when Aaron Rodgers is doing the belt, the discount. What do they call it? What is it? The discount.
Hey, they don't pay enough money for us to say that on this show.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, but you also had different incidents. You had people somebody did the peace sign to Tyreek Hill. You had the Patriots back in the day. I think they beat San Diego and they did the lights out dance to what's his name?
I mean, don't forget about Tom. Don't forget Tom Brady and Tyrann Mathieu. Don't forget about that one.
I don't remember what happened.
You don't remember the Super Bowl when Tom Brady started jawing at Tyrann Mathieu and chased him across the field, and then Tyrann Mathieu jawed back and they threw a flag on Tyrann Mathieu? The hell are we talking about, people?
My bad. But I'm just saying.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about people in general. Like, why y'all throw a flag on Tyrann Mathieu? You didn't throw one on Tom.
Well, it was just, man. That's what I'm saying. If you got to talk that noise, then
let people talk.
When you don't win,
you
have to deal with it. Caitlin Clark, she talked that noise. She's doing this. She might not have been doing it to a certain player or whatever, but she's doing it to the team. She's saying, y'all can't see me.
I love how Wes puts the names on there. I ain't even trying to give these people extra attention. They don't deserve it.
My bad, dude.
You're cool. It's cool. You want to do it. For me, I can't do it. I'm just like, this is like a story only brought up because Jill's stupid mistake. That's the only reason we're talking about this. We gave a shout out to the Lady Tigers on Monday.
But we didn't really talk about
No, we didn't. And that's my point, is that it didn't deserve to be talked about because the stupid, foolish mistake didn't happen until midday Monday. Right? And so now it's a topic. It's a stupid topic, but it's one that definitely has to be kind of addressed.
Fine. You know what, man? I'll be quiet over here.
No, I'm not blaming. See, I'm not trying to blame you, Wes. I'm not blaming you on this. I'm blaming the.
You pointing the finger mighty hard,
bro. If that's the way you're taking it, then you're a little too sensitive right now. The point that I'm trying to make is that the powers that be are trying to make this into a bigger topic, trying to draw more attention to it than it actually deserves. Celebrate the Lady Tigers. They won the championship. Congratulations to them. Everybody else, you lost. Suck it up. Sorry.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking sports here.
Here we are.
But we really want to go off the rails. Have you seen the video of the bus driver losing it? I think it's the Amherst bus driver, and she just can't take it no more. These kids, man. She just loses it.
Good.
It's hilarious. I mean, she didn't smack any kids or anything like that, but she was definitely.
Is this a school bus driver?
She was done.
Is this a school bus driver?
Yeah, school bus driver.
Okay.
And she was like, I think they're middle school kids, and she was definitely letting them know she was done, and she can't take it no more. And I
Good for
mean,
her.
and that's what everybody would say. Is like most of the people say, yeah, she definitely shouldn't do that job anymore. But
Why
good for
not?
her telling those kids that because the kids were so disrespectful.
That's my point.
Not in my day. We 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 pretty much respected our elders.
Yeah.
Especially in situations like that, mainly because I didn't want to go home and deal with the consequences. But there was times I did get out of hand in public with
You
whatever. But like most of the time, never on the level of some of the way these kids are. They're just straight to your face, just disrespectful. And she let them know. But I understand it. I ain't saying she was right, but I understand it.
So what did she? She didn't smack nobody. Like was she just like talking mess to him or what?
Yeah, she basically. I mean, she. All right, so I guess it was some kind of. They don't really say why it started, but it was something about some perfume. And I think these kids probably knew she was allergic to it, and they keep spraying her with the perfume.
That's fun.
So this girl's probably like spraying her with the perfume, and she walks by, and she just. And I'm guessing these kids that probably every day just picked at this lady until the point where she's with snaps, and she's like, "I'm sick of all of you."
She's like
you
50.
sick
Like
of
she looks like she's like maybe your like late 50s, early 60s.
okay?
Yeah,
So she just
And
so
I-
she just gave these kids a tongue lash and that's it.
yeah.
And so what happened? Did she get fired?
She resigned effective immediately.
She resigned.
Oh, she
And
told.
they
she
launched
told-
an investigation.
investigation for what? I'm sure it was recorded, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way this would come out is if it was recorded.
And she probably didn't know she was being recorded, but she like she said, she was done.
All right, well, good
She
for
was
her.
done. She was because apparently they had been horrible because she's like, I don't understand how you think anybody should have to deal with you little,
So she cussed them out.
Like,
That's different. She cussed them out.
yeah.
Okay, you left that out. Y'all left that out. When I hear tongue lashing, when I hear tongue lashing, I don't hear kids being cussed out. I need the details in that part.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah.
no. Well,
She let him
when I
have it,
say-
dude. She let him have it. She lost it.
Well, that's what. When I got tongue lashes back in the day, it was cuss words. I just figured that was a given.
No, I didn't get
When
no, I didn't get no cuss
when we
words.
played bad, when we played bad, and our coach would talk to us, he cussed us out.
I used to ride the bus.
Is it right? Eh.
What, James?
I used to ride the bus.
There was definitely a bunch of F-bombs towards me back in the day.
I used to ride the
but,
bus
I
to and
mean-
from school. And
Hold on,
I
one
got
at
in
a
a
time.
fight
When
one
y'all
time
go?
on the bus.
When y'all go? And then when y'all finish?
yeah, there was some bad shit going on a daily basis.
Why would you act up? Not
No.
you, but kids.
Yeah. Dude, just kids are assholes during junior high, right in middle school. They'd be throwing stuff at cars, throwing stuff at the bus driver, fights, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But
why?
because I mean, you're
they
just
could?
Yeah, because I mean, you're on the bus with your friends riding home, and it's the end of the day. You just got out of school. It might be Friday.
And so what kind of consequences did you get?
I don't know. Normally nothing. I mean, they would hand out like bus write-ups, but those only did so much. I mean, if you got like 2 or 3 bus write-ups, I think they kick you off the bus.
I mean, I don't see what the problem is. Like, as soon as you mess up one time, like, all right, find another way home.
Yeah, they got cameras and stuff on there too. So
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, stop, get off the bus,
yeah,
get off
right on the side of the road.
on the side of the road, get off.
Oh yeah, you'd be
Hey,
you'd be fired.
what do they do to you if you do something like that in public transportation?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they got people that come and arrest you, put you in cuffs, take you to jail on the public transit. Go ahead and mess around. I was on a tram from the Minnesota airport into downtown Minnesota, and they had like roving transit police. Like they rode 6 deep. They were like walking around, and they were basically said their body language said, "I wish a mother would do something." That's the way they rode, and everything was clean and it was neat. And they rode 6 deep. Every time there was a stop, 6 would get off, 6 would get on. And they were like, all right, we wish it, we're waiting for y'all. Go ahead, jump off. Let just something jump off. I was like, okay, well, why don't they have that kind of with the school system? Go ahead, mess around, see what happens. I wish you would.
But everybody's seen the videos basically been like, yeah, she shouldn't work there anymore, but we understand. So that just tells me that people understand, man. Kids are
but see,
bad,
it's like Burns said. It's like Bernie Mac said. We the punk parents. We're the punk parents that let the kids act that way. I'm not a father. I'm not a parent. I don't know what that's like. James is the only one here that knows what it's like. But I believe Bernie when he said it. Like we're the punks. Yeah. It happened a couple weeks ago, and it happened to family friend. We're close friends, like brothers and sisters. Treat the little boy like a nephew, and he tried to act sideways. And I said, "No, not while I'm here. It ain't gonna happen." And I made the little boy go back, talk about 8 years old, get the water, come back, be respectful, hand it to us. He wanted to play games, and I said, no, you're going to walk around and you're going to turn him in. I didn't cuss. I didn't yell. I didn't raise my voice. I just gave him a look, and I gave him a stern conversation. I said, this is the way you will behave. This is how you will do things. And that's what I'm saying. We don't have to yell. We don't have to cuss. We don't have to put your hands on nobody. But you go ahead. Just go ahead and mess around and find out one time. Just go ahead. I want you to. I want you to mess up. Go ahead. See what's going to happen.
I put the fear in my niece.
That's what I'm talking about.
At a very young age. Now, when I deal with other people's kids, that my niece and nephew, I know I have the okay to be that way for my sisters.
But see, you don't got to be. It don't take being ugly. It doesn't take being nasty. It just it's being a male. You're gonna demand they provide and behave in a respectful manner. That's all you're doing. Because if you don't set the expectation, they just gonna believe they can act crazy with you anytime.
And definitely with my best friend kids, I had to lay it on the line. They never got like my niece and nephew. I'd be like, hey, don't make me take off the belt. Because you know what? That's what I heard when I was a kid. If I went to my I couldn't act up if I went, especially like to my family house or anything like that, because my mom didn't play that, man, because I'm a representative of my mom.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people see it that way.
Right.
They let the kids act any old kind of way. I don't think they understand it. We see your kids acting up like that and acting bad. We like look at you and say, you're not a good parent. You're not showing your kid that he needs to show respect. That's on you.
I think it's just when kids get around certain people. When they get around certain individuals, they know they can act a certain way. And so, this is not where I thought the show would go tonight, but it's just how it is. Some of the kids, they know they're like, oh, I can act crazy around this person, but I can't act crazy around this person. They know. They can sense it is what I'm trying to say.
Well, as you get older, though, you kind of earn some respect. You kind of earn. You can start to say some cuss words, but also you teach them like, hey, when a lady's present or something like that, you don't say that.
Yes.
When it's the guys, hey, we always told, me and my best friend, we always told my nephew Kate, hey, when it's us, we good.
Right.
Females around, you act different, you show respect.
Tighten it up.
You don't say that stuff.
Right.
And the dude is a perfect gentleman.
It's
my nephew.
It's just guy code, right? It's just the guy code.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you teach that.
Men,
you have to teach that.
Men just need to be men and act like men and behave like that. The man, you got to put your presence out there. That's just what it is.
You teach that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show 'em.
Absolutely, you got to show them. James, are we wrong?
Show them respect.
No. I see it all the time at whenever we're at Walmart or HEB, and there's always a baby just screaming at the top of the lungs. Not a baby, but like a child,
toddler.
Yeah, because babies you can't really But even if your baby acts like that, leave them at home. Come on.
Right.
I know sometimes you can't, but whatever. But yeah, there's toddlers walking around grabbing stuff, you know, and then they're just like, oh, I want this, or they're just like, and you know, you see the mom, they're like, stop, you know, quick, cut it out, and they're just like throwing a tantrum, and I'm like, dude, like right now, like that kid is like, why are you fronting? Like, you don't act like this, so they don't know what to do.
They
you
don't
know,
they're confused.
And it's like now that you're at the store and you want them to behave properly, like they're supposed to in public. They don't know.
That's right.
They don't know what's going on.
That's right.
So for my
But
kids,
they're also afraid though too.
the way what I compare it to is like when we're at home, it's like practice, and when we're out at a restaurant, we're at the store, we're out in public, it's game day. You better be on your best behavior,
Right.
Because if not, you know.
And I've always seen, especially like I've been around James's kid whenever there's some events going on, and your kids are always well behaved. Now I don't know if they're just fronting in front of me or what it is, but they always seem to be they're always saying thank you and they're grateful. So that's a reflection of you and the lady at home. I don't want to put anybody's name out there, but we know who she is.
But they don't follow through on that threat of, I see these parents say, oh, well, we're never coming back or we're leaving if you don't get it together.
Yeah.
My mom, hey, if we acted up and said we ain't coming back, we ain't going back. So we knew not to act up when we walked in that place. You knew before we walked out. Don't ask for nothing because you ain't getting nothing.
Okay,
that's not why we're here.
Okay, Lavelle. Don't ask for nothing. Don't look at nothing. Don't touch nothing. Or else 2 chops to the throat.
Oh, I got that pinch. My mom, she could pinch like the smallest piece of your skin, and it would just, oh man, it would hurt.
I was always, maybe it's just because of who I am, but I was always scared to get lost in the store. I was that kid where I'd be looking at something, and of course it's the toys, right? The toys in the grocery store. And I look up, and it's like, where did the parents go? Where did mom go? Where did dad go? And you're like running, trying to find them, and you're like, 3 feet tall, little round kid. Still a round kid, whatever. Let's see, 9:10. Got a few more minutes. We're up against it right now, fellas. Let's take a quick break, 2 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll close it out. Sound good?
Yeah.
Give us a few minutes, and we'll be here. We'll be back. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. We're going to put a bow on this bad boy and get out of town. James, you got anything this week?
Probably later on this week.
Dang, he said probably.
Most likely later on this week.
Definitively.
Well, I'm going to have some work to do after the show is done, so
Okay.
I'm going to try and squeeze it in by Friday.
Try to get that edit done. You can try to enjoy First Friday.
No, I forgot about that. Wait. I forgot about that.
See, you brought it up, helped you out.
Well, they got that Super Mario movie is coming out tomorrow.
Interesting show, interesting movie.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, and UFC this weekend, so it's gonna be a.
See some of the embeddeds yet?
Yeah.
Must be
Oh, they're all about horror.
Must be talking that ish.
You better enjoy it while he's in front of the cameras.
All these guys in here do two things: make money off of violence. Yeah. It's like okay.
Yeah.
Okay, George. George. I like George. He's a good guy. Wes, what about you, man? You get ready for the Masters? What else?
I mean, I got I already told you I got invited to that Masters party Sunday, but I don't think I'm doing that.
You gonna give it to her?
And then they got the Air movie coming out. I think Wednesday or Thursday. I know that's coming up. What do we got? I just started watching Night Agent on Netflix.
What is this?
You seen it?
What's Night Agent? What's that about?
Well, I mean, it's a FBI government type deal. It starts off this FBI agents like on the subway, finds his bomb or whatever. It goes into other things. I don't want to give away too much stuff, but it's basically one of those type of movies you don't trust anybody. It's just people are. It's intense. I don't want to give away a lot of stuff because I feel if you give away anything, you're kind of taken away from the intensity and all that kind of stuff. But it's one of those shows where you don't know who's dirty. You don't know what they're trying to do. You don't know what they're trying to cover up.
So it's like real life.
It's
like real life. What you mean?
But
you don't know who's dirty. You don't know who's at a rally. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who's there. It's like real life.
I hear you. But and then we still got college baseball and Major League Baseball going. I know you're not huge fans of them, but
actually, I am a big fan of college baseball once the tournament comes, once the World Series comes.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it right now because Arkansas's they got a pretty good team. They're a top 10 team.
I'm actually gonna go see my buddy's son at San Jose State when they play their little road trip here in Austin. So my buddy's son plays for catcher for the San Jose. I think they're the Spartans. And we're gonna go check them out at Dell Diamond.
I need to go see my nephew Cade, man. He sent me a video he stole home, man. That's a big deal still at home, man. I mean
you gotta have the cojones.
Yeah, I mean he's not playing like in the SEC or anything like that, but still, that's a big deal. Because you got to get a good jump, dude, to steal home.
No doubt.
Yeah, so showing off his quickness, so that shows he's pretty fast.
Excellent.
But what else I got going on?
Let me look at my whiteboard.
Oh, before we go, we definitely got to pick the next top 5, right?
Sure, we're gonna do defense this time. Hey, did you get a refill?
Yes, why not?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Good. Want you to be safe.
We've already did middle linebacker, defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
We did safety.
Yep.
Do we want to do corner?
Corner or strong side linebacker? One of the two.
James, you pick.
Let's do a corner.
You want to do corner?
Yeah.
All right. There better only be one person at the top of your list. There should be only one.
Here we go.
There should only be one.
Harry, pressure's on already.
There should only be one.
Golly.
Country
Jesus,
Country
God.
Prime. Country Prime should only be one in your list.
And we know who James's number one will be. Who I think it'll be.
He's got there's two guys he could be number one for on his list. There's two of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't you be forgetting about Al now. Don't forget about Al, Texas A&M, Kingsville. Shout out Javelinas. Don't be forgetting about Al now, DB coach for the Cowboys.
I mean, but he. I didn't know if
Now-
that'd be a James favorite.
Well, there's another one.
Is that it?
He's a Heisman guy.
Yeah. We know. That's what I was thinking.
There should only be one at the top of the
Heisman guy.
list. There's only be one.
I'm talking about for James. Because, James might not give who should be number one because of a reason. Like he kept somebody off the list today.
Hey, it's my list. That's the good thing about this. It's my list.
It's
But-
true. It is true. It is your
It's not
list.
like Paul's list where Paul's list is the list.
No. I mean, kind of.
This dude, man.
It's a good. What we should do is go back, and we need to put these players in a simulation. After we make our picks, put them into a simulation, and then just see what the algorithm produces, and see whose team. And what's funny is James's team would probably win. That's what probably would happen. It's like this combination works so well together because of their chemistry that they would probably beat everybody else.
That's what Wes said.
No.
You never know. Wes is like, no.
No.
Okay.
Well, I will stick by my team as the team that would win. I got confidence.
Good. I'm glad you do. That's why you're here. All right, fellas. Anything else before we get out of here? All right, James. Tell the people what they need to hear.
What do the people need to hear?
Tell me.
Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dark Side of the Mic.
Yeah.
And go follow on Facebook. And everyone have a good week. Tomorrow's gonna be Wednesday, hump day. Let's get through the week.
Try not to show
Yeah.
Oh, it's showing.
logo.
Man, maybe one day again I'll be invited to do Dark Side of the Mic, but apparently,
You had your chance. You had your chance.
You had an opportunity, sir, and you did not take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Wes,
I did.
you did?
I
I
you
didn't
know
see you
what,
on there.
man? Just this time of the year is tough for me, missing people. But man, like I always say, man, check on your people. And just, if you love somebody, man, tell them you love them. Make sure they know that. And I don't care what kind of love it is, So check on your people, man. Check on your people.
Good sentiment. Thank you, Wes. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Papa Romeo, S. Sanchez, happy birthday, sir. Wes in there as well. It's been a good show. Fun 2 days. I'm looking forward to next week. We will bring to light our top 5 corners of all time in the Paul Rodriguez. What are you shaking your head for, Wes?
It's not my birthday.
I said S. Sanchez, happy birthday, sir.
I thought you said Wes as well. My bad.
No, sir. Wes was in the chat as well.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all good. Oh, it's all good, dude. Your birthday's at the end of the month.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's all good. No worries.
What he was doing was reminding people.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what he was doing.
That's what. And
What are you talking about? James's birthday is before mine.
I appreciate you reminding everybody that it's James's birthday right before yours, fellas. Teamwork is evident and vibrant here on the Paul Rodriguez Show. Fantastic job. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Love yourselves. Love your neighbors. We appreciate y'all. See you next week.